Alright, pardon the beer. I'm doing a sundowner, as they say in the sailing community, although I'm in RV community, so cheers to those of you who may or may not watch. It's bourbon, of course. I was a Scotch fan at one time, until it got too damn expensive. I mean, the prices nearly went 30% above beyond what I was willing to pay, and bourbon actually dropped in price. So guess what? You know, being an economist, whatever I am, I decided to switch to a more, I guess bourbon is America's drink, just like the bulldog was America's dog. But I favor German Shepherds, as you know. I got a confession to make. When I went to my glamping experience with New Year's Eve at the Doubletree Hotel, and I thought my gun got stolen, and nothing else was, I made a police report. And they came, they dutifully took the report. And then about 2 weeks later, almost 2 weeks, it was right before Kathy's birthday, which is today. Today's Kathy's birthday. And I had planned to go down to the beach and release her to the ocean, along with Chewy, her remains. And it's just too... It was snowing. Believe it or not, I mean, it was above 38 degrees, but it was still lightly snowing. And I chose to make it another day. My daughter pointed out she hated snow days. Very cold and still getting used to this. Now, I don't know if this is in focus. I've had many videos where I thought was in focus, you know, using the autofocus, but autofocus on this particular camera does not work when you're actually videoing as opposed to taking pictures. I'm still trying to figure it out, but anyway, my confession is this. I found my gun. And you're probably going to look at me kind of funny. Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I had packed it away and didn't remember doing it because, I confess, shouldn't have been handling a gun in that fashion, but apparently I did. I believe it or not, I actually looked through my luggage and did not see it. Now, I'm not sure if God's playing a part in this, but I was praying one day, I was thinking, please don't let my gun be used on any kind of crime. Please don't let it harm anyone. I'd like it back. And one day I was packing, or repacking my bag to kind of look at my clothes and kind of organize them a little better. And lo and behold, and this is my confession, let me get it straightened out here. I found my magazines, and I was shocked. I was like, it stunned me. I mean, I felt like it was a sign from the powers that be, or the power that be's. Power that be's, plural. And there were. So I was saying, okay, so if that's in my luggage, then obviously my 45 was. And yeah, guess what? I carry it in battery 3. It's in battery 3 right now. For those of you who don't know that, research it. There's 1, 2, and 3, and this is the, you know, all I gotta do is push unsafe, the safety, little click there, to shoot it. 45s, the reason I like them is because, honestly, they have 3 safety features to them. And research that if you want, if I don't explain it better. You have the obvious safety thing, the safety feature on it. I'm not going to show it to you. And then you have the thing here, it's got to be pushed down. And then you got to have the trigger. The trigger has to be all the way back. If it's halfway, then it's in safe mode. That's why I like them. Because so many times you hear stories about kids getting in a hold of a gun and they just pull the trigger. You can't do that with a 45. If you have it set to battery 3 as appropriately you should have. So that's my confession. And I may post this, I may not. I probably will, because the police force at Virginia Beach were very professional. The guy that came, his name was Officer Washington. Very small, almost girlish. I'm sorry, Sergeant Washington, if you're watching this, but you were small. I mean, I get it. Back up. No problem. Dang. I mean, he was very professional. He said, "Why don't you have your serial number for your pistol?" I said, "Well, I did. I just can't find it." I assure you, the serial number on my pistol, pardon me, is now officially recorded. Any gun I have I got it safe. It's like put it in your phone and put it on, wherever it's gonna, all your stuff that you want to keep confidential, all the stuff that you want to record. That's what I did with the gun. Now, before I discovered my pistol, I actually went out and bought another 45. It was a Turkish company. I forget the name. Osiris or something like that. And man, for the price of that gun, it was so well made. I mean, it reminded me of my gun, which is a Colts, C-O-L-T-S. Now, there's a story behind that. Colt or Colts. Now, I talked to a gunsmith, actually a gun store owner, because I was looking for another Colt to replace the one I thought was stolen. And he said it's Colt, C-O-L-T. And I said, but I know for a fact there's another one out there. It's rare. I guess rare. I mean, you don't see them. It says Colts, C-O-L-T-S. Here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'll show you. Hold on. All right. There is the Colt. I'm hoping that's focusing here. And then there's the Colts that's here. C-O-L-T-S. If it doesn't show up, take my word for it. There's two versions of a Colt. Apparently, this is a rare version of it. I mean, I had this thing tricked out. It cost me $450 above the price of the gun to make it special to me. And for those of you who think I've mishandled guns, I don't. I was trained in the Army to not mishandle them. I mean, I taught soldiers how to handle guns. So, yeah, I'm not one of those guys who... I hope that recorded. Oh, it's still recording. Well, my apologies. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm still getting used to this device of recording memory. Recorded memory. Let me get to repair. Sorry. I got cut off. I was explaining that we had fired my lieutenant and 3 other guys shot up a bunch of rounds.
I don't know what you mean by we had fired up.
My watch is listening. I've never ceased to be amazed by this thing. I'm actually addicted to it. It's just, never mind. But what happened is, and I explained this before my recording stopped, and I hope I'm recording now. I don't know ever, because there's no way to tell unless I got a mirror back here. And they melted the barrels of the M16s they were firing. 3 of them melted, just melted. They bent and destroyed them, which is not a good thing. And the commander, after he asked me what happened and I made my report, was not a happy camper with that lieutenant. He was not a happy camper with me, for that matter, to be honest. Am I in the right thing? I don't know. Okay. And truly, I was embarrassed. I didn't. I mean, you handle yourself as a sergeant, and I got to tell you, when you're facing a lieutenant in the Army as a sergeant, you have the rank. He doesn't, because you were the master of the situation, because he's not. He or she. And I kind of felt like I let my commander down, honestly. My first sergeant was even harsher with me. They took me off the, they would no longer allow me to run a range after that. Which is to say that honestly what I would do. Now that I think about it. And I did assist with running a range, but I was never ever put in charge of one again to, train the soldiers to shoot. We do that annually, sometimes semi-annually, depending on the situation. Teach soldiers how to handle weapons and shoot professionally, which is important on the battlefield if you ever found yourself in one. That was one of the things in life I wish I could go back and correct, and I can't, obviously. And I have many things like that I wish I could go back and correct, but I can't, honestly. No one can. Once you make a mistake, that mistake is on record, whether privately or not. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Pardon. That's the beer and the sun. I don't know if this is called a sundowner or just a fucking shot of bourbon, and chaser with the beer, which is kind of my favorite activities now that I've gotten older. Not so much wiser, but you get the picture. Those of you who are here with me. Anyway, I just wanted to create this particular segment of the video I'm posting to correct some of the issues with the fin that I'm still trying to fucking learn.